we got last night?
All right,
Robbie?
well, so last night it is hour two, so we'll start with the Dolphins. They got a win yesterday, beating the Jaguars 31-13. Ryan Fitzpatrick, impressive out of the gate. It was the first time, I think that was the first time since like 2011 that the Dolphins started off the game with three touchdowns on offense.
It was great. Yeah, it was nice to see. He was he was playing with a young enthusiasm. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's crazy.
My favorite stat after the game. This is so amazing. This is the first time the Dolphins won by 10 or more points since 2017.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Because that's right. Gase only won close games.
Jeez.
That was a thing.
Yeah. Gase was great in like one-score games, but he would not. But like I mean, he would, it was terrible. Every other time.
Yeah, he would get his ass kicked all the time. He would get his teeth kicked in left and right. We have two texts that come in, Leroy. It says, Tua's song is awesome. Annoying my 9-year-old son with it every morning by waking him up for school. Love that. Great parent. Love him. Another one says, hey, Tobin, you have my 3-year-old going around the house singing the Tua song. My girl's asking, what is he saying? Well, she should know. Now she'll know. It's our Tua. They did do like a little Tua recap to wet your whistle, Leroy. Like a little Tua hors d'oeuvre at the end, where it's like, oh.
I thought in the fourth quarter he was going to come in.
I was hoping. Oh, that would have been great. But I think they talked about like what Ryan Fitzpatrick said to them about Tua. I was like, oh, that's good, because apparently Fitzpatrick said this kid can do things I couldn't even ever imagine doing. I was like, oh. That's good. Tell me more about the Fitzpatrick Chronicles. What else did he tell you, Troy? Troy was being a little minx. He was like trying to hold out on me. I was like, come on, tell me more, Aikman. What did he say? What else did he say? It was good. But the Dolphins defense was, I thought, I know Fitzpatrick gets the headlines, and he had Vice Shirt Friday on yesterday, Leroy. He showed up to the press conference. He was dressing like he was going to the Bahamas.
But when he does that, right? It kind of just makes him look old.
Does it?
Yeah.
I think
he's just an old guy throwing on a shirt.
But he definitely thinks he definitely likes this look, right? Like this is his thing. He's the crazy old man with a beard. Like, do you think he would play as well if he didn't have the beard?
No chance. The beard also absorbs some of the contact he takes too. That's probably why he likes it so much.
Really?
Yeah. Because he said the wife doesn't like it. He said this multiple occasions. The wife is not a fan of the beard, so he keeps it around for some reason.
Now, isn't it like if he had that kind of beard at boxing, it wouldn't be allowed, right? Like you can't have that.
No, commission wouldn't allow that. No way.
It's allowed in football, so
absorbs too much punishment. So yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look like his helmet fits on though. Like Leroy's totally right though. Whenever I see him go and lead with his head, I'm like, that helmet's gonna fly off.
You know what else? Look at somebody with dreads.
Yeah.
Or with a big mullet, right? And the hair sticks out of the back. That thing's not secure. It's sliding around.
Yeah, did it look like Jacksonville went and got all their linebackers out of a bar in Jacksonville? Is it just me? No. Like everybody had like a mullet. They had they had some dude who had this just vicious bald eagle tattoo that went up and down his arm. Like that they had a guy playing linebacker who looked like what Duncan Robinson would look like if he was tatted up.
You know what you're doing? That the game was such that you became entertained by all the other things going on during the game and not the actual game.
It wasn't a well-played game. And now, mind you, when I tell you this, it's not that the Dolphins played badly. I was very happy to see them. First of all, great to see the defense get pressure. Great to see them get turnovers, all that type of stuff. But it wasn't a very pleasing game to watch. There was a ton of penalties, a lot of big penalties.
Early on, I was pleasantly surprised by how good or how well Miami moved the ball with a nice mix of both passing and running.
They diced them up.
Right. And I would say that the offensive line through the first 3 games, even though they didn't turn out the way the offensive line has been pleasantly surprised.
Yes.
Because going into, oh, man, you can't put two in. He's got 3 young guys. When in actuality, when you think about it, this is the best offensive line already they've had in the last 5 years.
Dude, I love Solomon Kinley. I love that guy. Remember when he got the dude to jump and he just starts like raising the roof as he's like walking up the line?
Yeah.
That guy's hilarious. He's awesome. And but hey, he's big. I mean, Leroy, that dude's got a lot of love on those handles. He's big.
Hey, I'm telling you, one of the biggest things that people fail to realize, they look at a guy, especially in football, and they think, oh, he's this or that. Some of those guys, why they have those jobs is because despite how their body looks, they're unbelievably athletic.
He's awesome. I like him a lot. I'm a fan of Solomon Kinley. And then the other thing is your running back is Myles Gaskin now. Like that's it's not
feature
the other
back.
choice. He's the feature back. It's kind of crazy.
Who needs Etienne or Hubbard? Myles Gaskin.
Gassing up the offense.
Are we taking a guy off the list?
Off the needs?
I don't know. Where are we at, Mr. Needs, after yesterday? Do you have recalculations? Or is it tough
yes.
to tell because of the Jaguars? Like, where do we stand, Mr. Needs?
No, I still think that I know Kyle Van Noy had a great game, but I am kind of saying putting Jaguars on him still.
Jags factor?
Still needs 6 of 7 on the front 7 on the defense.
Okay.
I think I've shrunk the needs at safety down. I think I've shrunk it down. I think they're good at safety for right now, so I can put them back temporarily back for now. Offensive line, I don't think they have any needs on the offensive line.
Offensive line's great.
So that's a 0, and I'm going to temporarily count Myles Gaskin as a solid contributor to this team. I won't say the running back is a dire need yet, so I'll just have it I think we're at 6.
Yeah. All right. It's pretty good.
Hey, so question. Why don't we do this in blocks instead of doing it game by game?
I mean,
because let's be honest. Playing Baltimore, or not playing Baltimore, playing New England and then Buffalo, right? Where this team is. Like, you could kind of see what happened, right? So why don't we do like quarter season? Because to do this after every game, instead of looking at what the Dolphins are doing, you're paying more attention to the other team. Because in the first 2 games, the other team was better because they are farther along. And you can't necessarily look, I'm not saying you can't pull some things out of the game. But to just say this is what this team is going to be based on those first 2 weeks is unfair to the whole situation.
Well, next week will be a quarter season. After next week, they'll have 4 games in, so we got to update the next.
And they've played 3 playoff teams. So, tough road.
So you want Mr. Needs to do more of a report card rather than a test review?
Yes.
I don't know.
I mean, because, wait, in order for the Needs to go down, they would have had to beat 1 or 2 teams that are farther along in the process than they are.
It's not about them winning or whether the needs go up. It's about how each player individually contributes.
Okay, but if more players look bad, you're probably going to lose, Robbie.
That's how the needs look. Look, you can't. You got to rise.
So if they lose, it probably means the needs list is going to go higher. If they win, that probably means the needs list is going to drop.
Well, look, needs can change week by week.
I don't need Mr. Needs for that.
Why do you think we go to the grocery store? Run out of groceries. You know, so I need to go get something for dinner.
You gotta go get milk.
But you don't go every day.
Every week?
I go every week.
You go once a week. Yeah. Once every 10 days.
When is there a football game? Once a week.
No.
Boxed in?
No, I'm not boxed in.
I think you are.
You guys are numbskulls. Oh, my goodness.
I think Leroy's going to break his mic.
Texter writes in, the needs game is literally just Robbie and Tobin playing stock up, stock down under a different name. No, it's not. Totally different.
My goodness. I want to punch that guy in the face. You backed me into playing that stupid game?
It's totally different. Mr. Needs is not the same as stock up, stock down. Not the same.
All right.
Okay?
Like,
try and keep up.
For example, like we all agree that Mike Gesicki has done a nice job filling the tight end need.
Nice job.
Yep.
He's their best receiver.
All right, but I'm saying if Mike Gesicki has a bad game, his stock might be down, but he's still. That doesn't mean his position is a need all of a sudden.
If anything, stock up, stock down, you would hate Leroy because you're telling us, oh, we do too much of a report. Stocks change every day. Needs change by week.
Look, man.
Totally.
I don't want people to get caught up in, because then what happens is now you're watching the games and the guy makes a mistake and you want to change it. That's where this is going. That's how it gets there, right? You start putting these seeds in people's heads about, oh, we need this position or that position. Now you're watching the game waiting for the guy to screw up. And I'm like, there's a larger picture here.
Not true.
There's a process that as a unit you have to go through. There's a process as, you know why I think this offensive line is going to be good? For this reason. Because they haven't had any time together, and they're able to work together.
Mr. Needs,
so do that 2 or 3 years from now. What is that offensive line going to look like?
Look, all I can tell you is Mr. Needs is happy when he takes the needs off the list. He's not happy when he adds needs. It's frustrating. Mr. Needs, I would say his creme de la creme would be to have no needs.
All right.
You could go take a vacation.
Okay.
Yeah, not have to be talking about Micah Parsons and Greg Rousseau, which, I mean, they still kind of need, but.
Another texter writes in, Leroy, I tell you what we don't need, a left tackle, because this Austin Jackson is mean.
Right. Like, all right. Like, I'm good with that.
I feel really good about that because that was one of the draft picks came in one of the trades. That was on the Minka trade.
I would have not faulted you one bit if you had questions about the offensive line. Because you know how I feel about the offensive line.
No.
They need time.
History of football.
How do you feel?
Robbie.
All offensive lines that are built takes a period of time. You can't just put 5 first-round picks together and it's going to work right away. Offensive lines don't work like that. They've never worked like that. Check the history of
every time.
I don't know what's worse.
Build up
that I could hear it building, right? It was building like pressure when you shake a Pepsi.
Yep.
Right? Like it was coming. But or how after I hit the crescendo and dropped the big word, I realized, I'm on radio.
No, that's my favorite whole thing in that entire rant is your It's like the equivalent to you're pulling your hamstring vocally.
So you got a mouth cramp.
Yep.
So no, man. I mean, for that unit
like that, check the
to work together that well, that quick. What pleasant surprise!
Definite surprise. But it also isn't what you said. Like it's not. They didn't. It's the thing when we did that. Weren't we saying we should draft like all the linemen and put them together?
Yeah.
Because they have 2 first-round picks. I mean, they have Eric Flowers, but he's a guard now. I don't know where Karras was drafted. Kinley's a 3rd rounder.
4th rounder.
4th rounder, excuse me.
Hey, somebody said sounds like Leroy's still holding a grudge from one of his past linemen.
Perhaps.
Yeah. All right.
They brought in some big stud. They're like, Leroy, this guy's going to block for you, and he stunk.
Actually, I've never had a problem with any of my offensive line. I can honestly say that.
Really?
Like we had one guy that was shaky, that they paid a boatload of money.
Fat cat syndrome?
That may or may not have been on the silly sauce.
Oh.
But I'll leave that alone.